Hi guys, welcome to What's Popping! What's Popping focuses on the latest American pop news that piques your interest. Today, if it's Thursday, December 12th, we have Kraven the Hunter in cinemas, but not on a winning streak. What the hell is going on with this big Sony Pictures production? Well, let's find that out in today's article. We have an article today from The Wraps titled, As Kraven Hunts for Audiences, Sony's Marvel Universe Takes Final Bow for Now. Analysis. Now let's get into it. The lights were on, but nobody came. At Brazil's prestigious Comic-Con experience on Sunday, Sony Pictures' surprise panel for Kraven the Hunter, the studio's latest non-Spider-Man Marvel movie, played to rows of empty seats. There were no stars and not that many fans, just silence where superhero hype should have been. The half-empty panel presentation of a $110 million budgeted antihero movie at one of the world's largest pop culture events reflected the Sony Marvel franchise's diminishing profile outside the mainline Spider-Man movies starring Tom Holland. While Venom: The Last Dance launched on more than 4,000 movie theaters in October, Kraven the Hunter will debut this Friday in just 3,000, a stark 25% reduction that signals waning confidence in Sony's failed Marvel experiment. The latest setback follows a string of disappointments for Sony as it has sought to exploit its rights hold on most of the characters in Marvel's Spider-Man comics, from the historic second-week collapse of Morbius in 2022 to the disastrous $52 million worldwide opening of Madam Web earlier this year. The studio's desire to capitalize on the superhero boom led to a series of total mismatches that left audiences confused rather than intrigued. Venom succeeded largely on Tom Hardy's chaotic charm, but attempts to replicate that formula with Morbius and Madam Web resulted in films that seemed uncertain whether they were horror, action, or comedy. The identity crisis extended beyond individual films to the universe as a whole, which never established a consistent style or vision in the way Marvel Studios had with the MCU. Anytime you try to spin off a character, you're hoping to grab some of that magic created by the halo effect that the branding of Superman can bring to the table, but it's not always a slam dunk. Paul DeGarabedian, senior media analyst at ComScore, told The Wrap, "It's easier said than done." Although he noted that Kraven could find a place in the December marketplace as R-rated counter-programming to family-friendly movies, Sony declined to comment for this story. The apparent end of Sony's Marvel spin-off franchise represents one of Hollywood's most ambitious and costly attempts to build a shared cinematic universe without its central character. While Spider-Man himself swings successfully through Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe thanks to a landmark shared deal struck in 2015 with Marvel Studios, Sony's solo efforts to mine Spidey's rogues gallery have proved to be a costly catastrophe. The studio has burned through more than $465 million in production costs while audience interest plummeted with each release. The biggest issue with the story's Spider-Man spin-off seems to be lack of quality control. The movie is just not that good, a Sony insider told The Wrap. Sometimes the lack of quality meets a movie no one asked for, which was the case with Madam Web. And that is a no-win scenario. It may be time for Sony to start cultivating different IP to launch new franchises. The financial trajectory of Sony's Marvel Universe tells its own stark story. While 2018's Venom grossed $856 million worldwide and its sequel managed to cross $500 million despite pandemic constraints, each subsequent release showed diminishing returns. The Jared Leto-fronted Morbius limped to $167 million globally, with a historic 74% second-week box office drop that became a social media punchline. While Venom: The Last Dance, the third and likely final film in the Venom franchise, demonstrated the enduring appeal of Hardy's portrayal with a $472 million worldwide gross. As of Monday, the Dakota Johnson-led Madam Web marked a new low for the franchise. Its $52 million worldwide opening earlier this year represented one of the weakest debuts for a major superhero film in recent memory, compounded by a wave of memes poking fun at a female-centric film. And that is all we've got for today's juice. We've been listening to What's Popping. I hope you enjoy this show and see you tomorrow.